Pamela's gluten-free bread mix is very easy to use. It only requires 3 additional ingredients, which would be oil, eggs, and water. The instructions are very clear, which we'll go over. I really like this bread mix though because of the type of substitute flours they use. Many gluten-free breads require the use of several different substitute flours. The use of the brown rice flour here adds some good dietary fiber to the mix. Looking at the label here, you can see that this bread has 3 grams of dietary fiber. Many gluten-free bread mixes are deficient in dietary fiber, hence using the brown rice flour in the Pamela's makes it the equivalent of a normal bread. Is the same amount of dietary fiber seen in a standard whole wheat bread containing gluten.
You're good.
Making gluten-free bread is something that can be very easy with a mix and a bread maker. I prefer making our own homemade bread instead of store-bought bread because I feel it keeps longer and the taste is just that much better. This Pamela's baking mix is very easy to use. It does not require any special settings on a bread maker. You can use a standard bread maker. It does not need to have a gluten-free setting. There are 3 simple ingredients. The mix, oil, either olive oil or vegetable oil, and 2 eggs. The way you make the mix is very easy. You start off with some oil, measuring 1/3 of a cup of oil. After measuring out 1/3 of a cup of oil, you add 2 eggs. And I add it right into a 2-cup measuring cup, so it all holds in there. After adding the eggs to the 2-cup measuring cup, you take the eggs and the oil and you top it off with water. The instructions call for you to top it to 2 cups and then add 2 tablespoons. I just kind of eyeball it that I fill to the water line above the 2-cup mark. So we'll add some warm water here. As you can see, the 2-cup measuring cup has the 1/3 cup of oil, 2 eggs, and then is topped off with water. I'm going to take that and add that right directly into the bread maker. I'm really recommending making sure that you add the liquid to the bread maker prior to the bread mix. Next, we add the bread mix. The bag of bread mix has the bread mix along with a packet of yeast. I cut the yeast open. Comes pre-measured, pre-packaged, add it right into the mix. We take the mix and the yeast, pour it into the bread machine with the liquid. We set the bread maker just to the standard bread mix cycle, which is basic on this oyster bread maker. We hit start, and in 3 hours and 25 minutes, we'll have fresh, warm bread. 3 hours and 25 minutes has gone by. It smells fantastic. Here we have our finished product. Some gluten-free bread. We're going to pull it out of the bread maker, being careful as it is hot, and take it to cool. You can cool the bread on a cooling rack, otherwise on the inside of an oven, which is what I usually do. Just dump it out here. Sits on the rack overnight, then we just pull it out of the oven in the morning. You do need to be careful that if you do the oven cooling method that you aren't cooking things with gluten inside that oven. The final product is very easy to cut, and it is not as crumbly as you will find with a lot of pre-made gluten-free breads. It slices very easily, and again, it is not crumbly and has that nice sponginess that normal bread has, just like this gluten-free bread does.